Hi, my name is John Hale. This is my 2010 Escape, and yeah, I use it to storm chase in. I'm from Springfield, Missouri originally, but I have lived in Kansas City for about 15, 16 years as well.
And as when you, we'll just go back to when you were growing up. Uh, let's say about 16 years old. Actually, let's take it back a little bit more. Was there any kind of vehicles that you seen out and about, your parents drove or somebody drove as a child that you like as a kid? Maybe the Hot Wheels. Is there
Yeah,
some?
yeah, absolutely. When I was a kid, my dad used to take us out to the Street Machine Nationals, then some Street Rod Nationals here in Springfield, and we'd sit on Glintstone and just watch them cruise. And I fell in love with classic cars, muscle cars, and just different trucks and stuff, and fell in love with vehicles. We're very blessed to live in a city where this is the birthplace of Route 66. So there's all different types of vehicles being driven on a daily that are unique. And so my passion for vehicles came from that as a kid, watching all these classic cars that were driving up and down the street. So
Okay. You said you were from St. Louis.
Springfield, but I've lived in Kansas City for
Okay. Did you live in Kansas City as a kid? Did you move down here?
from the time I was 16 till I was 19.
Okay, so 16 up there, and then come back.
Yeah.
So down here as a kid, you lived here and you got to experience hot rods, street machines, and
Right.
all that kinds
Yeah,
of stuff
the full
too.
drive
So
jamborees, the
okay,
lifted
okay.
trucks.
So as growing up, you liked that stuff. What was one of your favorites that just stuck out? Do you have any favorite?
I'm very fond to the Chevy Novas. I love the Novas. They're probably one of my top favorite classic cars of all time. I wish I could own one.
Don't we all?
but yeah. But the Novas really stuck out to me. My dad, being a Chevy guy, he was basically all Chevrolet, so that's where I got my passion from having to like classic cars like Chevy Novas.
Okay. Can you remember your very first car you had when you were 16?
Yeah, my dad bought me a little Chevrolet S10. It was a 1984 Chevy S10, and I actually had to work for it. I mowed some yards and worked for my cousin's boyfriend at the time. He owned a lawn business, and I worked for him.
Was it something that you kind of like, or is it kind of like an option? Like, well, here, this kind of fell my plate. I kind of want a vehicle, so I'm going to pay for it. But was it something you really liked or didn't?
Actually, it was actually something I liked at the time.
Okay.
As a 16-year-old, I really got into the S10s. They were cheap. Everybody back then, that was when the whole mini truck scene was still popping. And so, I wanted to deck it out and put Dayton's on it. And,
Yeah,
so,
Dayton's.
I
Lowriders.
exactly.
Yeah.
I looked through the lowrider magazines, and I had a set of Dayton's picked out, and so it was that type of vehicle that I just enjoyed having around.
Were you able to get some Dayton's on
I
there?
was not, unfortunately.
And we all want to, because I wanted some too on my little vehicle too. So anyway, how long did you have the little S10 for?
Not long at all. I was about 17, I think, when I got rid of that. So, but I've had all sorts of different types of cars. Park Avenues. Just all different types of vehicles.
What was some of your favorites? Let's go choose like some of your favorites after the truck, like something that you kind of wanted and you shot for, and you were working hard to get it because you really wanted it or something like that too.
So my ultimate favorite vehicle that I ever had was a it was a 2001 Ford F-150 Super Crew cab. It was lifted, full drive. I worked hard for it and got it, and I loved that thing. I drove it all over the place. I put a lift kit on it. It was definitely one of my favorites.
So here, both of them technically being a pickup truck, and you had the Nova.
Mhm.
Are you like enjoying pickup trucks more, or do you like the cars, hot rods, Novas, or just you can't choose because you love them both?
I can't really choose, man. I love my four-wheel drive trucks just because I was raised in the country. So as a country boy, the lifted trucks are the thing to drive around in. But growing up in Springfield and being around the car scene and stuff, I also have a passion for muscle cars.
Gotcha. I'm about the same way too. I'm like that too. It's like you have to have best of both worlds.
Exactly.
Have your big trucks, have your cars, all
Exactly.
kinds
If
of
I
stuff.
could have a lifted truck with a hot rod on the back of a trailer, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
You've went to some. You said some nerdy cars after that
Yes,
kind of thing. You said
absolutely.
describe your like nerdy cars. What you mean by that?
Well, kind of like the vehicle that's back here. So my passion is severe weather and chasing tornadoes. So a lot of times I would kind of get burnt out on being on the road all the time and chasing tornadoes. And so that kind of brought me back to getting another hot rod or whatever. And so it was kind of like a back and forth issue here. So, but now it's a full time storm chasing is what I'm doing. Gonna hold off on the hot rods and muscle cars and put that on the back burner until maybe retirement.
Okay. Before we go into the vehicle right behind you or
Mhm.
whatever ones you got into that, let's now since you brought it up, talking about storm chasing and stuff,
Mhm.
let's go back to when storm chasing kind of captured your eye. Was there an incident? Was there a tornado? Was there a situation where you're like, you know what? I'd like I want to get interested in the weather, like maybe one day doing this or that with the weather. We're like, what got you there? Because a lot of people don't look at the weather and say, here comes a tornado. I want to chase it. You know, they just want to like get shelter or something. They don't get fascinated about the weather or rain or something. But something with you, whatever age it is, if you can go to it, got you very interested in like chasing this. At the end of the day, you got a vehicle and you go and chase that to help people. We'll get with that later. But what age do you remember you got into that?
Yeah. So I always had a thing for about watching the weather. When I was younger, 6 or 7, I was terrified of storms, but I still had that curiosity. But what really set my passion and obsession with particularly tornadoes was May 4th of 2003. So May 4th, 2003 was an event that happened across southwest Missouri and southeast Kansas. It was a tornado outbreak. Um, uh, Produced the well-known Battlefield, Missouri tornado, the Stockton, Missouri tornado, and the Bear City, Missouri tornado. And my family on my mom's side was impacted by the Stockton tornado, which happened to be an F3. And so after that, dealing with that event, I really got really passionate about severe weather. I would go and go to the library at school and pick out all the tornado books, all the weather books that I could, and I really started learning and studying about what tornadoes were and why they impact so many lives. And so before you knew it, I was getting really interested in weather, and it became my obsession as a teenager. And January that following year, in January and February, I attended the National Weather Service Skywarn Spotter Talks to become a trained storm spotter. I started learning how to go out and spot storms. I'd spot wall clouds. I'd even ride my bike and go and we'd look at the clouds. And then when it started hailing and lightning and rain, I'd go inside. As a kid, I remember calling the National Weather Service quite a few times. They were actually kind of annoyed at times because I would call and report that it was heavy rain or it was hailing, and so I kind of got on their nerves a little bit. But I got really passionate about severe weather at about age 13.
Okay, age 13. So with that being a passion, for a little bit you had the street rods, the cars, you had your kind of special vehicles, you know, going back to square body and stuff. Was there a time where you eyeballed your own storm chasing vehicle anywhere in there?
Absolutely. We actually, after May 4th of 03, a couple years later, I think in 2005, we had a family friend that attended our family church. and he actually went out and chased storms. And I believe KY3 actually did a story about him one night about storm spotting and storm chasing. And after seeing that, I kind of got interested in the whole storm spotting and storm chasing on my own, and decking out my vehicle and stuff like that. And then I also saw other videos of storm chasers and how their vehicles were rigged up, and I wanted to imitate that.
What was your very first storm chasing vehicle you rigged up?
It was actually a 1994 Ford Ranger, single cab. It was pink.
Definitely stands out,
it
right?
It definitely stood out. Yes. It was pink. It was actually Pepto-Bismol pink, and a little bit of purple with sparkly.
Did you have a name for it?
Pink jelly bean.
Pink jelly bean.
Yep.
The storm chaser.
Yep. So, I actually got to go out with some of the older guys. I would follow them and tag them. A really good guy that I knew, who kind of took me in a little bit. His name was Brant Shepard, and he basically let me follow him around in the storms and kind of help storm spot a little bit.
So what kind of stuff did you have in your vehicle? Pink.
It started out with just a CB radio.
Okay.
So I'd have CB radios and stuff like that.
Okay. And then you said you started learning after that what kind of equipment people had in their storm chasers, so you grew from that.
Yes.
So you'd basically like have one vehicle, grow, learn, and then trade that vehicle off or sell it?
I'd drive them to the ground pretty much.
To the ground?
Yeah.
And then your next vehicle you'd upgrade. And so what was some of you wanted to go through all of them. How many did you have actually?
Quite a bit actually.
Is it more than 5?
I would say probably right at 5.
At 5 of them, kind of thing like that too? Okay. So let's go up to, from the first one, let's shoot up to number 4 before you got to this one.
Okay.
So let's.
I actually had one identical to this one.
Okay.
And I was T-boned and wrecked it, and it flipped upside down. And it was in a bad.
It wasn't during a storm or nothing like that, right?
No, it was actually just driving through a Springfield.
Okay. And what kind of equipment did you have in there?
I had a luggage rack. I had all sorts of different types of equipment, antennas, radios, laptop. It was decked out, similar to this one.
To this one here, and we'll see all that stuff here in a little bit too when we go one-on-one with the vehicle. Okay, so now let's tell us, after that one you had the accident, is that what led to this one?
Yes, I actually loved that one so much because it kept me safe. I walked away without a scratch,
which is good.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're still here with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I walked away without a scratch, so it did protect me. I was wearing my seatbelt, and so I loved that vehicle. It did good on gas, and since I travel so much, it was kind of like one of those where I just wanted to get another one just like that.
Well, if one vehicle version of it is doing great for you, why not keep it going? You know?
Right, exactly, yeah. And that was my motto. I loved it to the point to where I just had to get another one. And in fact, I got one with the identical same color. So, which is, kind of odd, because I've had people come up and be like, "Isn't that your old one?" I'm like, "No, no. The other one was too damaged to be on repair." So.
Well, at least they acknowledge it.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
can tell.
Exactly. So, yeah. And then before that, I had a Ford Explorer, which is pretty much similar to these, just on these are a little bit smaller scale.
So Ford was your go-to vehicle.
Ford, yeah, and being raised as a Chevy, family,
Chevy kind of thing with skid body,
my dad makes fun of me still to this day about driving Fords, but
right.
I've never actually had a problem with Ford, and so I love my Ford vehicles.
I think it's a preference, because my Mustang's a Ford, and I like it's easy to work on. My Chevy Blazer is a 2-door, and I like working on it. It's easy. I love driving them both. They're both different worlds. Just to each your own, right. Kind of thing. I just recently got a Nissan Cube, and I've learned that some of it's easy to work on too.
Right,
So it's
right,
like, hey,
exactly.
you know,
Yeah, so I mean, I did have a Chevy Blazer. Actually, I had two of them. I had one, the S10 style Blazer.
yeah,
It was 4-door, 4-wheel drive, and I had it decked out. It had a weather station on top and everything.
Yeah.
And then after that, I had a Trailblazer, which is similar to
yeah,
the Blazer, just a little bit bigger.
yeah. You
Um,
had the one with the Trailblazer with the round in, like the '90s versions,
kind of, well, it's kind of like the
or 2000
Trailblazer.
Blazers.
Yeah, it was a 2000.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, it was like a 2005, I think.
It's like a,
Yeah.
well, when you get to drive those and you're storm chasing, you know by how you know your turns, your quick turns you got to do, storage. You get to learn all that stuff too,
Right.
and then so that way it makes it better for another vehicle that you get to upgrade. And be like, okay, I need to make sure the brakes work great on this. I need disc
Right.
brakes. I need this, because the more you chase storms, the more you know what you need to do to get there and to get out of there.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, you got to have a reliable vehicle, definitely for sure.
All right, so before we're going in there, we're going to go look at the vehicle here in a minute. Tell us about the vehicle then behind you.
Yeah, so this is a 2010 Ford Escape. It is not four-wheel drive; it's actually front-wheel drive. My last one, though, was all-wheel drive, and actually, this one gets actually better gas mileage than my last one. So, as you can see, my name and my socials are on there. And then I am sponsored by Tupper Technology out of Springfield as well. They supply my laptop and some other gear that I've got in there. And then I do also live streaming on socials.
So they can find you on your Facebook?
Yep, they can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Under that name, John Hale?
Yep, John Hale WX.
WX, okay, yep. That's good. So if they can search the internet with socials, that's all I have to do is put your name in there.
Yep,
with
put in
WX.
My name in there. Yep, you can even Google my name.
Okay.
I've been doing this a long time, and so you just type in Storm Chaser John Hale, and I pop right up.
Okay. Do you have a name for the vehicle?
I do not,
No.
but I'm actually considering name it the Wannabe Dominator.
Wannabe Dominator.
It's shadow when I'm driving. It looks like the Dominator that Reed Timmer drives. So.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
So, yeah. This is it. It's got the anemometer up there, the weather station.
Now, real quick, you said, what was it? The anemometer?
Anemometer.
Okay. Yep. For people that don't know, what is anemometer?
So an anemometer is a instrument that detects wind speed and wind direction.
And that's what the very top with the fan spinning. That's what it's. Exactly. And that spins around when the wind blows at a certain spot.
So wherever it's spinning right now, that is where it's pointing. That's where the wind direction is.
Okay. What's the thing below it?
The thing below it is a temperature, humidity, dew point meter as well.
Okay. And then from there, you go to your lights. You got lights on the top there?
I got a light bar to kind of help, when I'm out in the middle of nowhere on the side of the road, just to help people know that that's where I'm at.
How far have you driven outside of Springfield area to chase a storm?
Oh, miles, hundreds of miles. I go all over the place. I'm not just restricted to here in Springfield or Missouri alone. So I go state to state.
Now, let's ask some of the questions before we go look at this vehicle. Mm-hmm. One, do you take any car shows around here or show it off?
I have. I actually sometimes we'll take it up on Kearney during the Kearney Street cruises. I've been to Cars and Coffee with it. I haven't been to many other shows, but most of the free shows I've been to.
Gotcha.
But driving around, I'll pull into a gas station somewhere and somebody will see it and they'll come up and look at it and ask me a bunch of questions.
That's where we're going to go next is like, what kind of questions do they ask you? So if they're watching this, they can actually know some of the questions you can answer now, So
a big one that I get a lot is, are you here because bad weather is coming? That's probably the number one question I get when I pull in somewhere. Or they'll ask me, obviously they know it's a storm chase vehicle. So my other vehicles before, though, I've had all sorts of random questions. But the other one I get is, am I just here locally? Or do I travel outside? Stuff that you have already asked, of course. And the biggest top question, especially locally, that I get the most is about the Joplin tornado.
Joplin tornado.
Yep, that is the biggest question I get.
So another question for me, obviously asking questions. This is a little personal, so you don't have to answer it. But you are getting sponsored. Is there other ways that you're making money from this, or do you use it just out of your own pocket because you love doing it?
That's a good question. A lot of it, about 99% of it, is out of my own pocket. So I basically work, and I make money, and I go and chase. That's my hobby. It is a job in itself because I'm trying to make money off of socials and sell my video to different news media networks. So, in essence, it's a job, but it's also a hobby.
Yeah. So you're open to any more sponsors?
Oh,
that would
absolutely.
sponsor you on the road and get you out there, because you go from like here to other states.
Absolutely, yeah.
So people can see, like, being sponsored now. I could put my logo on your vehicle, and people's going to see it all over wherever you go.
So I get asked a lot about whether I'm sponsored or not. I just actually got with Tougher Technology. Tim, he's a great guy. He actually approached me and wanted to sponsor me, and so I'm very thankful for him as well, because he did go out of his way to sponsor me. He was my first sponsor that I've ever had, and it helps me out a lot. And I have technically worked for him, so
Yeah.
so he was like, if you work for me, I might as well be your sponsor. So that's kind of it. And then I'd love to have maybe a roofing company. I get run into many roofers when I'm out chasing, asking me if there was hail or whether there was damage, because that's how they make their money. So essentially they're kind of what they consider storm chasers as well. So
you're helping to help the community, helping people that do help business, tree cuttings and all kinds of stuff after storm, to help people who are devastated and lost something. You help with people who help support them with like water, helping them try to put their lives back together. So there's a lot that you do, not only storm chasing, but you're helping people.
Absolutely.
You're helping to warn people as best as you can with the technology we have to try to prepare for a storm coming.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's Mother Nature, so it can always be right. But you get at least between us and the storm for our protection and to help let us know this stuff, and see what happens.
Yeah, that's my number one goal, and why I chase is to get the word out that a storm is producing a tornado or it's creating high winds. Radar can only see so much and can detect so much. It can't see what's actually happening on the ground, and that's why storm chasers and storm spotters are so important. They have an important role in delivering that message, and that helps the National Weather Service out, because they can take that information that they're getting from us and put it in the warning process, so in the warning message. So if you ever see or hear a tornado warning that says that tornado was spotted by storm spotters, just know that it was actually spotted by an actual storm chaser or storm spotter out in the field. All right, come with me. Let's check this thing out. This is the 2010 Ford Escape. It's got the 3.0 V6, and is a 24 valve. Just
pretty much your stock engine, correct? Because there's nothing really special for it.
No, and
you don't have to soup it up or nothing. Go chasing storms.
Right. These actually produce about 240 horses. So,
what's this up front here?
It was a light bar, and it got ripped off by the high winds.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So that is a proof that even bolted down, high winds can take things apart.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. It was all bolted down, had bolts in it, and then it just the 90 plus an hour winds, whatever we had, it just ripped it all off.
All right, so just a basic stock engine V6.
Right.
Nothing special, 24 valve kind of thing on here, and it does pretty good in gas mileage and chasing the storms, correct?
Yeah. I mean, I went down to Mississippi, and I think I only spent about $100 in fuel. So
that's not bad at all.
No, not bad at all.
So show us around the vehicle here. What we got over here?
Yep, and then this is where all the high-tech gadgets are. This is pretty much my office.
Here, I'll walk on this side. Well, no, you gotta see the computer on this side.
Yeah, so this is pretty much my office here. This is what I use. There's radar there, and
here, let me go through the back here, and then you can sit in there and show me what kind of things you're doing here. And you can shut the door because the sun's coming in here. All right, that's a little bit better.
Is that better?
Somewhat better.
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe I can move it.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. So I mean, this is where I have the weather radar. This is how I know where I'm at, and this is how I can view. This is reflectivity, what you basically see on normal radar, and then this is relative velocity. This is how we detect where rotation is in the storm. Another storm velocity, again, where we can determine where rotation. And this is CC. If you ever heard the term CC drop, radar, the newer radars now, they can detect whether debris is being wafted in the air, and radar will pick it up. And so that's how when you sometimes hear a tornado warning and it says radar has confirmed tornado, that means the radar has picked up something that has debris in it. And so a lot of times that means that radar has picked up something being thrown up in the air high enough to where radar has picked it up. So it can also determine hail. A lot of times large baseball size or greater can be a good indicator on the CC drop. So what
other features does it have that you can see? Like you zoom in.
Yep.
I mean, there's
different areas. So if we zoom into Springfield, we can see the different towns, cities. It's basically a satellite map.
Well, I mean, like any kind of, can you change views? Like not necessarily views, like say, like you can see the clouds more or something.
Yeah. So like another example of that, I believe. Let's see. I don't have it on here. But oh, there it is. So this is another radar. This one you can actually get on your phone, which is great.
So this one right here you can get on the phone.
Yeah. This one is an app. It's called Radar Scope.
Okay, Radar Scope.
Yep, and it's $10. And then plus, if you want extra features, you pay extra for those. But your basic radar, it's $10. You can get it on Windows too. Or on an app through Apple, the Apple Store as well. You can see the different cities and towns and counties. This is reflectivity. This is what you would normally see on a storm. There's actually no weather going on anywhere. That's surprising, actually. Actually, there is. Here we go. We can see perfectly down here. Let's go down to Texas right now. So this is reflectivity. This is what you would normally see on a typical radar. And then if you go to velocity, this is what velocity looks like. And a real good example of a tornado would be like if these two colors were close together, like pretty much red would be moving away from radar, green is going towards the radar. So again, red is moving away, green is moving towards the radar. So
give us a little idea. Let's say we're in the area here, and you're chasing. What road would you take over there to be? So you're looking.
So basically, I kind of integrate that with Google Maps. So basically, I kind of have to multitask.
Yeah.
To know where I'm going and what I'm doing.
So let's say zoom out for a minute. I saw the road up there. So like right there. So you said the weather's moving. The red is moving out.
Right.
So you have that road that's up there.
Right.
So
the storm is moving northeast, and you can tell because it just moved northeast. And if you play it, it shows that it is moving northeast.
Okay.
So and there is a little bit of rotation in there. So the red and greens are kind of moving close. So it's broad rotation. So it's got some. It's not at the level where they need to issue a tornado warning yet. But it does have a little bit of rotation in there. And so to get there, it depends on what direction I was going. But if I were chasing this storm,
Yeah.
I would want to be somewhere right in here. So let me see.
This is again, you're not seeing a tornado. It's just a storm.
It's just a storm.
Because nothing's happened yet. So if you're right there in the middle, it's basically just dark clouds, rain.
Right. Yeah. So over here is the rain. That's where all the heavy rain is going to be. And then you want to be back in the clear slot. So right here would be a perfect spot. And then you can kind of just follow it, that direction.
Which hence is chasing a storm, not getting in front of it.
Exactly. Which sometimes happens. We call that core punching. Anytime we're intercepting the storm to get to the rotation. And going through the heavy rain, the hail, we call that core punching. And then, of course, right here would be the area of concern for rotation. That would be the spot that we would want to go to.
Gotcha.
And then, so we would just kind of follow that along and kind of wait and see what happens. Maybe it's got a wall cloud on it. Maybe it's got a funnel, we just don't know until we're right there under it.
Right. So you'll be like right there under anything behind it, kind of watching it as it goes.
Watching it goes.
Using your Google Maps to follow what road will help you get there.
Right.
So you don't actually, like, by looking at this, which way to go, because Google Maps will give you a better road.
Exactly. Better road that works, right.
So you got both maps you're looking for, probably even a third map you're looking for. Kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're on my phone.
Because it's all multitasking, like you said.
Storm chasing is definitely multitasking. You got to definitely
multitask. And I see you got a camera on your dashboard, so you're recording it too as best you can.
Recording and live streaming.
Live streaming kind of stuff. And again, the live streaming, they can see if there's a storm in the area. They can go to your
Facebook and YouTube. Yep.
So they can actually see you and tell you in person, talk to you. Live streaming.
They can interact with me. They can, if they have a storm that's in their area and I happen to be on it, and they can watch what's happening.
Well, there you go.
I live stream the last Tuesday's event. So it was I had viewers on there and I had people that were blowing up my phone because they knew that storm was getting ready to impact their area. So that's one thing. Another thing about me that I don't do is I'm not on my phone talking to people or texting people when I'm out chasing, because I've got so much to do. So
I'm gonna go from this angle. Keep talking.
But so I do the live streaming stuff. That is to kind of help get the word out to people, kind of let them see what I'm seeing. And then I'm usually on the phone with the National Weather Service if I am on the phone, or I use ham radio. I do have my ham license as well. My call sign is KE0DDO. And so,
do you keep in touch with any of the weather stations around the areas, like TV stations and
Color
stuff?
10. I know Don Luzader, who used to be with KTTS. So I have connections with different media outlets.
And so when you go out there, you can kind of talk to them, keep a heads up, or they can let you know, hey,
exactly.
In case they want to, you get video for them or something like that too.
Exactly. Yeah. As a freelance photojournalist as well, I'm able to contact. I still have my contacts, producers up there in Kansas City at the news stations up there as well. I can call them, or they'll call me and be like, "Hey, are you chasing in our area?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I am." So they'll be like, "Well, can we keep in contact with you?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, sure." So that's how that works. It's a great partnership. Something that I look to expand on in the future.
There you go. Well, that's pretty neat. Anything else you want to show us?
I'll let you get a shot of the anemometer up there. We call it also a mesonet. The mesonet is basically this whole thing.
Turn on the lights.
And then, I've got a light bar up there, just old school rotary type light. Yeah. So
we got a possible tornado, southeast, west. There you go.
Yeah. So also the movie Twister inspired me as well.
So what do you think of Twister and Twisters?
I liked Twisters, but it Definitely is not the original.
Right? Definitely not the original.
Definitely not the original.
I felt Twisters was a little bit more cheesy. They could have been a little bit more serious
Yeah,
with it.
I didn't care for the plot.
Yeah.
So, you know, the whole plot of the movie, trying to disrupt a tornado, I thought that was kind of a cheesy add-on.
What you got back here in the very back? What's this little black thing?
So that is my cell phone, well, my hotspot Wi-Fi antenna.
Okay.
I've actually got 2 of them.
So that way you can, you know, get more signal.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
So,
and you can run all your equipment with it.
Exactly, because a lot of times I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I have a Wi-Fi router box, and I have tower priority over everybody. So.
Well, that's pretty neat. Anything else would you like to add? I think that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Well, I'm gonna say stay safe out there when you're out there, and have fun too at the same time.
Hi, my name is John Hale, and I'm a storm chaser. And thanks for watching Desire to Drive. I'll see you next time on the Storm Above.
Let's go. We build it. We grind it. That's right, man. We ride it. We cruise it. We build it. We grind it. That's right. Let's go. Ride it. We cruise it. We build it. We grind it.
How come this isn't going?
You got the lids on, Mom.
Oh.